What's up, y'all? It's your boy Nytrsa, and today we gonna talk about the Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty situation. Generally, I want to talk about, is Pooh Shiesty in the wrong for robbing and kidnapping Gucci Mane? I really want to give my initial thought about this process because, first of all, we need to deep dive on what happened. Pooh Shiesty had a cousin named Big Scar that was also signed to the label 1017, right? And he had died, and he also died while Pooh Shiesty was in jail, you know what I'm saying? And while that was happening, right, I've heard that Gucci Mane was asking for the 1017 chain to be returned to him. Now imagine, right, something that you've accomplished. This is your we made it at the hood situation, and this is like your trophy, you feel me, your piece. This is the pedestal of your life. Fortunately, he died, and Gucci wants to take that away from his family. So on top of that, he initially said that he was going to cover for the full funeral, but said, you know what, I'm putting 10,000 down to help out with the funeral. Now I can see why Pooh Shiesty is in jail, furious about this. That's his cousin, that's his blood. And when you in jail, it's nothing but negativity, bro. There's not gonna be no positive nigga in that nigga ear to let that nigga know, man, let that shit go. Hell nah. He gonna be in that bitch thinking about that shit for the past 4 years. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna let that shit go. Shiesty comes out, drops the hardest first date out freestyle I done ever heard. You know what I'm saying? And on January the 10th, calls Gucci and let that nigga know, I wanna have a sit down with you, right? He has a sit down with Gucci and brings his pop, Big 30, a couple other guys in that area, right? And asks Gucci to sign him off his contract. Gucci says no. So what them boys do? They whip out them AK-47s or maybe a Draco, because the nigga said it was a pistol that looked like an AK-47. I ain't no golden tuck nigga, so you do the math, right? And then apparently, due to the paperwork, they said that Pooh Shiesty kidnapped Gucci, right? Robbed them, took his wedding ring, his earrings, some of the chains from 1017, and walked right out, all while having a ankle monitor. Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane had a nigga moment. For sure. Put yourself in Pooh Shiesty situation, right? And this nigga has a father. I just want to know that the father that orchestrated his son to go out there and rob Gucci Mane to slide it back for his cousin, what was going through the thought process of his father? When Pooh Shiesty said, nigga, we doing it. I mean, your son's so far a gangster, how can you stop this nigga from continuing to do the powerful niggatry? You know what I'm saying? Now, is Pooh Shiesty in the wrong for robbing Gucci Mane? I can't get mad at you. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga been playing with you your whole time and just look at you as an asset, not as a businessman, you know what I'm saying? Not as a partner, you would do everything it takes to get out of that contract. Now, unfortunately, by going it in a very aggressive fashion, right? You see that it didn't really go his way. Maybe Gucci probably signed the contract and they probably threw it away or whatever. April the 1st, Pooh Shiesty, his pops, some of his mans get arrested. Department of Justice broadcasted live all over the world. I let them niggas know, yeah, we got the footage, and yeah, we got the Memphis nigga. They brought everything down the line and let niggas know this what happened in that situation. Now, Gucci's a 50-year-old man, and that nigga been in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You would think, damn, be my young niggas, right? That I brought to in the game, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that partner died. Why don't the family just keep that chain? Maybe I would cover for that shit. You gonna make that shit back when Pooh Shiesty come out? You know how hard Pooh Shiesty. Have y'all listened to that first day out? That nigga practically dissed Gucci. He said he finna get back. But yeah, in conclusion, I just want to put my thoughts in that bitch. I don't really think Pooh Shiesty is in the wrong for sliding for his cousin. But at the same time, they could have did it in a different fashion. You know what I'm saying? But when you're around niggas, you think like a nigga. And that's why they got to get one of them lawyers, bro. File a lawsuit, sue Gucci or something. Get out the contract. Another thing, too, is that Pooh Shiesty was so mad that this nigga wanted to sign to Gucci Mane. Yo Gotti. Nah, I've never been that mad to go sign a label with that big head bitch, Yo Gotti. But that's when I was like, oh nah. But it's really about this shit. Niggas don't play about family, bro. Niggas don't play about blood. He said, fuck that nigga. I'm gonna go side with your ops. And then what you gonna do about it, nigga? I ain't mad at you, but I wouldn't have gone about it that way, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what are y'all thoughts about the situation? If you were in Pooh Shiesty's shoes, if you were in his father's shoe, what would you say to Pooh Shiesty to prevent that from happening? You know? And if you were in Pooh Shiesty's shoes, would you go out your way to be aggressive and rob Gucci in Dallas? Or if you were Gucci, would you prevent all that shit from happening? Or would you even cooperate with the police and let them know, hey, this is what happened? I don't know. I'm not gangster. I just want to put my word out there. And y'all just let me know. If you new, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if y'all want to see more videos like these. Me talk about the situation. It's boy Nytrsa, and I'll catch you later. Peace.